Forget gurus. Forget anyone claiming to be an online business expert without going through the challenges of entrepreneurship themselves. The Real Money, Real Business podcast is here to prove the best insights in online business comes from your fellow online business builders. We dig into stories of entrepreneurs selling their business on the Empire Flippers marketplace so that you can learn how they made their business profitable, how they overcame obstacles, and what lessons they learned in their online journey. If you want to take your business and your knowledge to the next level, you've come to the right podcast. Let's get started.
Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of the Real Money, Real Business podcast. We record these interviews so that potential buyers can learn more about the business and the seller to help them make an informed buying decision. If you would like to learn more about this business, including details like what type of business it is, how much revenue and profit it makes, and all of the assets included with the business, simply visit empireflippers.com/marketplace and search for this business's listing number, which you can find in the video thumbnail and in the description. Or if you're watching this on YouTube, you can click the link in the description to go straight to the listing. So without further ado, let's get into this interview. First up, let's learn a little bit about you. Can you tell us about your background in building and running online businesses?
Hello, I cannot tell you my name or my business, but I hope that you enjoy this audio interview. So the reason I got into this business was because I saw an ad for YouTube automation and I thought it looked so cool and I'd make a ton of money, but it was about you hire, low cost talent to make videos. The videos get a ton of views and you make a ton of revenue. And it all seemed pretty cool. I learned that the business was a little bit more challenging than that, but after spending over a year really understanding YouTube, really making the right hires, we built this business into a big YouTube channel, and we also have paid community off the back of it and free community as well. Before this, I'd also built a personal brand on Instagram to over 15,000 followers. It no longer exists today. But really, one of the strengths that you're going to see, the recurring theme with this is that we have a very strong team in place. They know what to do. They have clear expectations. They're great at what they do. So there's really low effort to maintain this business. That's one of the big strengths we have. That's kind of my background in this business.
Why are you selling the business now instead of keeping it and growing it further?
I'm interested in selling this business because I'd like to move on to new ventures. My favorite part about being here is I love the team that we have. It's really fun. I like the kinds of content we make. Granted, I don't watch it as much anymore because I just don't have the same passion for it as I did when I was first starting. But yeah, I'm ready to move on to new ventures, make new investments. Additionally, I work full time. So it's very simple to maintain this business. But if I were to make, investments to grow the business, investments of time, I don't really have a lot of free time. So yeah, it's very easy for me to passively manage this business, but I just don't really have the time to grow it. And I'm interested in moving on to new ventures.
Can you describe the amount and the type of work that you do on this business to maintain it?
The amount and type of work that I have, as I've already talked about, it's a very simple business to manage because we have a great team in place. We've been doing this for a long time. Expectations are clear. So maintaining the business is not difficult. So every week, I like to check the title and thumbnail for the one video that we publish a week. We publish only one video a week. So this is not a very difficult task to do. Second, I like to check in with the team members every few weeks or so. And this is just really simple texts. I'm not a big call kind of guy, but I'll text. I'll make sure we're clear on what we need to do and things like that. And then third, I just do really the admin work, a little bit of it that comes with every business. I take our bank statements and send them to the guy who does our QuickBooks. I'll kind of approve any invoices that we pay to freelancers. So we don't have any employees. It's all freelancers. There really isn't that much work that I do. It's pretty simple, just maintaining the business.
So if you were to keep this business, what are some of the ways you would try to grow it?
We talk about growth paths. This is one of the things that I'm most excited about. And I really intend on working closely with the person who buys the business just to offer all the wisdom. whatever I've kind of learned along the way, I love to just share that and push it forward. So these are the 3 steps that I would take if I still own the business to improve revenue. And this is like the low-hanging fruit that can also drive strong revenue and profit growth. The first thing is it's really important that thumbnails and titles for one video a week are really, really good. This offers disproportionately high returns for the effort invested, and it really can drive strong revenue and earnings growth. But yeah, that's one of the beautiful things about this business model is that with thumbnails and titles, if you can just do a little bit better at those, it can drive really high views, which drives revenue, and it drives more traffic that can then go to backend community groups that we have. Second, I would focus on converting more people from our free community to our paid community. So I can't go into what the business is called or anything like that, but we have around 16K members in our free group, 16,000, and we only have about 138 members in our paid community. So we have like a 1% free to paid conversion rate. If we were able to triple this, 3%, it would triple our monthly recurring revenue on that side of the business. Our monthly recurring revenue right now, I believe is like $1,200 or $1,300. So you triple that, and it's closer to like 4K a month, like all profit. That would be pretty great. So a really simple way to do this is you could send out weekly email blasts to our entire free community. And I've really just been too lazy to do this, but you could send out 2 to 3 weekly emails and, have it be like a valuable email. And then at the bottom, talk about joining the paid community. This could easily double or triple membership, especially if you do this 2 or 3 times a week for many weeks. And then the third way that I would grow the business is through other monetization. This is really about squeezing the juice out of the current work that we're already doing. I've really been just too lazy to update some of these things because it takes looking critically at what we've done and seeing how we can improve it. But really, like, there's some meat on the bones here that you could kind of do. So the first easy one is sponsorships. We tend to make over 1,500 a video on sponsorships, and that's been consistent for a long time because we get good views on our videos. And really, I've just been a little bit too lazy to pick up all these sponsorships, but you could easily, if you're getting a sponsorship per month, I mean, that adds $1,500 in revenue, and that really just becomes pure profit. That's an easy thing to do. Affiliates, I've been too lazy to do this too, but we're getting about roughly in the neighborhood of like 4 million monthly YouTube views. So if we had some more like affiliate links that made sense, you could probably scoop up a couple $100, couple $1,000. I don't really know how much you'd make with that. But again, like, that's not difficult to do. Just getting some affiliates in there, and that makes sense. Another thing I would do is I'd look at our YouTube funnel a little bit more closely, make sure that we have our links are all kind of make sense, and the whole funnel is like pretty smooth, where people watch our videos, they join the free group, and they upgrade to paid. Just removing friction, making it easier for people to do that, making sure our YouTube videos have a good description, pinned comments on the YouTube videos. It's just things like I've been a little bit too lazy to do, but you can implement all this stuff within a month of owning the business. Like, this, not like crazy things to do, but I've just been a little bit too lazy to do it. That's how I would grow the business, like the easy wins. And then we could even talk about from there, maybe you dial up how much we're posting, different things like that. But that kind of comes with having a strong understanding of the business model. But those are 3 easy things you could do. Easily could double profit with those things.
Right. And what would you say are the biggest risks with this business that buyers should be aware of?
So there are really 2 big risks with the business model. And I want you to know that I really want to be transparent as possible with potential buyers. I really want to help the buyer. I'd like to see them succeed well owning the business. And I don't really want to hold anything back. So I'm also happy if the buyer raises additional risks to explain candidly what I think about them. But these are the 2 biggest risks that I see with this business. First, it's an ad revenue business model that drives quite a bit of our revenue. Now, ad revenue, it's really a double-edged sword because if you start to get less views, yeah, your revenue drops. But if you can really dial in primarily the thumbnails and titles, it can drive way more views and really make a difference. So, I mean, we've seen that. We've had views tick up in certain times, sometimes they fall. But I really think that there's a lot of opportunity. I would see this more as an opportunity than a risk. I mean, if you really can dial in thumbnails and titles, it's quite an opportunity. The second would be maybe a buyer would see that we have dependence on key employees. I would actually see it as a strength that we have a really strong team who loves being here and does exceptional work. Like we have A players who do the stuff. They get paid a good amount for what they do. Saki does our videos, and he has some dudes who help him with making the videos. Yeah, pretend I didn't say Saki because I'm not supposed to say what the business is or anything. But yeah, we have guys who make the videos and they love doing it and they get paid well and they're excellent at it. And then we have a guy who runs the community. He's excellent at it. He likes doing it. Like, where else can you'll learn about our business and you'll kind of see why it's a fun place for our guy to run the community and do his thing there and to get paid for it. It's pretty nice. Basically, an ad revenue business model and then dependence on key employees. But really, these are actually both strengths the way I see them. Because if you just do those two things well, you'll have a good plan to grow the business to keep performing well. Another thing I'd like to add is because we have an ad revenue dependent business model, that's the reason why the back end of the YouTube channel, we have a monthly recurring revenue community. So basically, you take the risk out of the fluctuations in revenue by having that SaaS-like, whatever jargon, kind of monthly revenue, recurring revenue. So that's really nice. And we've been successful with this too. Like we have 1,300 in MRR in that community, and you can review the numbers there. It's been pretty consistent. And there's actually quite a few channels you could take to grow that monthly recurring revenue. So those are the two big risks, the ad revenue, dependent business, and then our tribal knowledge from our key employees, freelancers, we don't have employees. But those really, I think, could be strengths if you are smart about it.
How much support are you willing to offer the buyer who acquires this business?
So I plan to really support the buyers because I want to see them succeed. And the way that I intend on supporting them is by really being proactive and helping to solve problems for them, really sharing what I've done, what I've tried, and helping them to be successful with their plans. And then logistically, I plan to respond to all emails within 1 to 2 business days, probably sooner. Really, email is the best way to reach me. And if you'd like to get on a call, I'm happy to do it. I would say that I'm going to be available for all calls if we schedule 3 days in advance. That way, because again, I work full time, I want to just carve out some time to do it. But really, I want to help as much as I can. So yeah, available by email, by calls. Really, for this business, I really enjoy seeing it succeed. I enjoy the people that we work with. So I'm happy to help out wherever I can with, the strategy, day-to-day, like planning, whatever. And that's, of course, contractually, I'm supposed to help with different things. But honestly, I would do it even if I didn't have to. I'd really just like to see it succeed. But yeah, I plan to respond to all emails within 1 to 2 business days. Best way to reach me. And also, I'll be available for calls if they're scheduled 3 days in advance.
Are you open to negotiating something like an earn-out agreement?
While I am open to an earn-out payment structure, the reason that I'm selling this business is for liquidity. It's to get paid for the business today. If I wanted to get paid for the business over time, I'd just hold the business. It takes a few hours a week to run. Like, it really doesn't take me that much time. So if I wanted to be paid over time for the business, I'd just hold on to it. So the whole reason that I am selling the business is to get liquidity and get paid today for the business. So I'm not super opposed. Well, I'm not entirely opposed to an earn-out but the whole reason I'm selling the business is to get money today for the business.
Okay, final question. If you had to put yourself in the shoes of a buyer, why is your business a business worth buying?
So why is this business worth buying? And there's two main reasons. First is we have an incredible team in place that makes operations easy. What's really nice about this is we've already done the hard work of validating a niche, product market fit with our videos. We already have everything streamlined over the past 2+ years of running this business. Everything's really together and it's easy to run. That's the first thing. The second is the 3 growth channels that I laid out are the 3 main growth initiatives I take. They really offer opportunity to grow revenue and drive profits. And there are easy ways that you could double the profits of this business with a little bit of initiative. So the 3 growth channels I laid out, if you improve thumbnails and titles, that can easily translate into more views, more revenue, and more eyeballs people that can then go into our free and paid communities. This is going to be converting free community members into paid community members, or even optimizing the funnel from our YouTube channel into the free community, because our free community has very high conversion. We have over 700,000 subscribers on our YouTube channel, yet we have 16,000 people in our free community. I would see it as our community is actually underutilized because it's done really well. We can get some more people in there. So yeah, getting more people into the free community and more from free into paid. That's a very easy way that you could double profit right there. And then the third is other monetization tactics. So this is going to be being consistent with sponsorships, implementing affiliates into our videos or into our links on our videos, and generally just taking a closer look at the funnels. I already kind of talked about this, but from YouTube into the free community into the paid. Another other monetization tactic you could try is back-end sales within the paid community. We've done that a little bit, seen some success there, but these are our most dedicated guys who really like it and could probably make more money there. But yeah, I'd say the reason it's a business worth buying, we have an incredible team in place. We've figured out how to do this business and it works. And it's very easy to maintain. And then the second is we have legitimate ways to grow this business and double profits. But yeah, that's the reason why the business is worth buying today.
All right, everyone. Thanks for listening. To learn more and see if this business is still for sale, head over to empireflippers.com/marketplace and search for this business listing number, which you can find in the video thumbnail and description. Or if you're watching this on YouTube, click the link in the description to go straight to the listing. Once you've unlocked this listing, you'll find everything you need to know about this business. So, thanks for joining us. See you next time.